Welcome to Hot Niger Gists. Get the best of gossips, trends, viral contents, celebrity lifestyles on Hot Niger Gists. Welcome back, guys. If this is your first time being on this YouTube channel, please subscribe to get more of the gist and trends. So without wasting your time, let's dive into it. So today I saw this video from Miracle Jamesons. This guy is really gathering information and I love what he's doing. If you want to see more of this video, please go now to his YouTube channel, subscribe and watch more. But for now, let's discuss this video. Now it's more about the autopsy and the proof of Mohbad's son, if he is really his son. And this video is going to tell you guys all you need to know about it, just without wasting your time. I know you are ready to watch it. Without wasting your time, let's dive into it. Oyana.
Make sure you stick to this video to the end because what I'm about to reveal is really shocking. And of course, I got the information for the autopsy and the DNA test in which they carried out on Liam, Mohbad's son, to confirm if he's truly the son of Mohbad. So guys, first of all what the insider told me actually matched with informations online that has been out there in the public, but you guys couldn't really piece it together, and I actually pieced it together and found out a really shocking detail. So the first information I got from the source is that he said Sam Larry will be moved to Abuja for security reasons, and it was also the same person that made the interview Naramali did with Reno Mokri possible. And it was also revealed the only thing they're going to be charging Sam Larry with is assault on Mohbad. And as for the DNA test, the wife has done the DNA test and it was actually conducted 3 times at different labs. And during the autopsy, he revealed that they took the blood and liquids from Mohbad's body, the wife, the son, and lastly his own father. It was revealed the wife actually agreed to do the DNA test because of the online bashing she received from the public, and that is why she just voluntarily accepted to do it. So the result that came out from one of the labs proved that Mohbad was 99.9% the father of Liam. I'll show you guys the actual picture of the DNA result when it officially releases alongside with the autopsy this evening, according to what my source told me. So if the wife actually consents to the DNA test being released to the public, then you guys will get it this evening. So I asked him, when is Naramali coming back to the country for the interrogation? He first of all told me that Naramali is a full natural citizen of the UK, which prevents the government from taking aggressive measures. This was why they didn't have a hard time in getting Sam Larry into the police custody. I was surprised when I found out that Naramali was actually a full natural citizen of the UK. I was like, I thought he had dual citizenship. Then he told me Naramali had actually applied to get a Nigerian international passport, but he never showed up to do it even though he paid for it. And he said Naramali had actually requested for a private jet that will carry him straight to Abuja, not Lagos, because of his security concerns. So after all said and done, he finally told me that Naramali was coming in on Tuesday for the interrogations, which is today. So moving on from that, I asked him Mohbad revealed he had video evidence of Naramali using boys to harass him. I said, where is the phone? Where is Mohbad's phone? I said, did they find anything incriminating on the phone? He said there's nothing incriminating on the phone that can actually hold Naramali responsible for the death of Mohbad, but there were actually some footages of Sam Larry and Mohbad having altercations, and that in one scenario Sam Larry even slapped Mohbad, and they had all those video evidence on the phone. He said the only video they saw of Naramali and Mohbad together on the phone was a video of Naramali and Mohbad in the toilet, and that Naramali was actually trying to cheer Mohbad up. He was telling Mohbad to reduce his smoking because it's making him go crazy and all of that, just like the live video Naramali made that was telling people that it's because of what Mohbad is taking, that is why he's misbehaving and saying all sorts of things against his Malian's record label. So the insider also told me that in that video of Mohbad and Naramali in the toilet, that Mohbad actually accused Naramali of introducing him to the same drugs he was telling him to stop taking. From this point onwards, I started asking him questions via voice notes, and he also replied me with the voice notes as well. So I'm going to be playing this voice notes for you guys to listen, and make sure you stay to the end so you don't miss out what he's going to say. Why would Mohbad even make a video of Naira sharing him up and saying that he should stop taking drugs and all of that? Don't you think that video might have been planted in the phone to push a good narrative of Naira. I'm not saying Naira is guilty or anything, but there's something really awkward about that video that you are talking of right now. I feel like there should be video evidence of how Naira actually attacked him or sent boys to attack him allegedly, as Mohbad stated on his Twitter account when he was still alive, because Mohbad said he had video evidence of Naira sending boys to attack him and all of that. Don't you think there's something fishy going on there?
I understand what you're saying. You're right. It's a good question, but you have to make up your mind from the evidences that you have. You know, when you're looking at that phone there, there were videos, yes, of course, that he was saying that Mali did this, Mali did that, but there was no video of Mali actually doing that. It was just him recording himself saying, see what happened to him on this and that, but nothing like showing that the Naira did this. You understand? That's just where it is now. So it's not an issue. There's no evidence for that, so it doesn't exist. But yes, there are videos of him saying that. And then again, the video that he did recording himself with Naira in the toilet and so it's nothing new, because they are always doing that. Like all of them, they always record every single thing. We don't even know what kind of nonsense that is, because Naira never ever beat Mohbad, not even once. You can't even take Naira to court. That's the truth, because there's nothing like that. But it's an assumption, right? So it's Sam Larry you should ask about whether there are videos. Now, if you ask about Sam Larry, yes, there are videos on Mohbad's phone. There are 2 occasions where Mohbad was even talking to Naira, and he recorded himself. He was talking to Sam Larry. He recorded himself where Sam Larry was saying so many things to him face to face, and he was also arguing with Sam Larry and insulting Sam Larry and accusing Sam Larry, saying things like, you send people to come, you cannot do anything, you cannot kill me, all that. There's that one there. We are going to even post it very soon for people to see what I'm saying, but not for Naira, just the one that he was talking with Sam.
Are you really keen on making videos every time? And was Mohbad responsible for making that video? Because I feel if I was being bullied or attacked, I wouldn't want to make videos of my so-called bully cheering me up. It's really off. I would actually want to make videos that can nail the person, that can actually make the public believe that, oh, this person truly is bullying me and I wasn't mad when I was saying it. Where did that altercation take place? And there are several videos of Sam Larry harassing Mohbad at different locations. So yes, I know it's not at the Marlion's house, but there have been several videos of Sam Larry attacking him at a hotel, clubs, and even shows. His mother said in an interview that her son got so scared at a point that he stopped performing at shows. He was scared to go to shows because of fear of being attacked by Sam Larry.
Àti Sam Larry mi mọ tó ń pè bẹ́ẹ̀, mi mọ kankan, mi mọ alágbára kankan.
Because another reason I read in Sam Larry's petition to the Nigerian police, because if you remember, Mohbad actually wrote a petition to the Nigerian police on the 27th of June 2023 about the attack Sam Larry did at his musical video shoot, where he brought some guys with some weapons to harass Mohbad, where Zlatan actually stopped Sam Larry. So in this place, I was basically telling him the attack that took place on Mohbad's account balance video shoot, and where Sam Larry said that is because Mohbad was owing him the sum of 2 million naira. That's why he attacked Mohbad in that scene. So my source said even Zlatan gave us the video, like the video of what actually happened at the music video set. The wife gave, Naira also gave, but Sam Larry said his phone was stolen and doesn't have any. He said they're always recording everything they do because they don't trust each other. So in that video where we saw Zlatan trying to protect Mohbad, the insider actually revealed Zlatan submitted a video evidence of the full attack to the police, and in that full video, Sam Larry actually slapped Mohbad, and Mohbad then rushed away from the scene and he entered his car to escape while Zlatan was still there trying to fight Sam Larry. So this insider said, forget that idiot saying Mohbad owes him 2 million. In fact, Mohbad has dashed him him money more than 10 times. Sam Larry was extorting him frequently. I think Mohbad just stopped paying Sam Larry, and that's what caused this. In fact, he organized the show and didn't even pay Mohbad his money. Sam Larry's job is for him and his boys to be following artists like security, and if they don't get money, they can disrupt an event. What about the nurse that injected Mohbad? Because the hospital released a statement that Mohbad had actually already died before they brought him to the hospital for treatment. So what do you have to say about that? Because I also heard the nurse have been interrogated and she's in police custody. So I don't know, how is the police going about the nurse? Who actually called the nurse, and why did they bury Mohbad that fast? Because some persons are saying there might have been a possibility of Mohbad still being alive at the point where they confirmed him dead. So he said the nurse is not in custody, that she only gave a statement and left. And the video where Reno and Nera were doing the interview, and Nera played that phone recording of himself speaking to Mohbad, where he asked Mohbad, I hope he's not feeling suicidal anymore and all of that, and Mohbad said, oh, he's not feeling suicidal anymore. So what do you think about that phone conversation? Because some persons were like, oh, it might be doctored, it's AI. You know why? In a time where AI is common and anybody's voice can be easily faked now online, because Naira didn't actually show the phone screen when he was playing that audio conversation. So people are just really wanted to know about that as well. What are the chances the nurse wasn't compromised by someone who wants Mohbad dead? Since you said it's not the first time Mohbad had called this nurse, so you're saying right now that Mohbad was actually the one who called the nurse for this last injection, right? So what if someone had compromised Mohbad? Because there were some persons saying that Naira Marley and Sam Larry and all of that, they like using people close to Mohbad to get him. Is it possible the nurse may have been compromised? Because it's really uncertain how he passed like that. He was involved in a fight with his friend, his childhood friend, who has come out to like say that he's innocent of all the claims, that he didn't actually hit Mohbad with any charm. So at this point, he told me that the recording normally played of Mohbad saying he's no longer suicidal was actually a legit recording. It wasn't AI or doctored. And that secondly, the nurse that actually came to inject Mohbad was actually called by Mohbad himself. No other person called the nurse, and that the nurse was a regular visitor at Mohbad's home, who always came to like treat Mohbad at home, because Mohbad didn't want to go to the hospital. I'll tell you guys why he didn't want to go to the hospital towards the end of this video. And that his friend that actually allegedly fought with Mohbad didn't even fight Mohbad, and the wife also confirmed this to G's Lover, where she said Mohbad got angry and punched his friend because his friend triggered it. He said Mohbad actually fought two people and his wife that day, and they have a video of what actually happened during Mohbad's last show at Ikorodu. Why did Mohbad fight his wife? What actually happened in the video? Or what actually happened? Because people have also been pointing fingers at his wife. His wife is also a suspect in the eye of the general public.
He didn't physically fight with his friend. In the video, the only thing that we saw was that the friend was holding his hand and was trying to drag him and put him inside a car, while Mohbad did not want to go into the car, and then eventually the friend went in and saw to see who were outside, because there were many people outside, and he now turned back in and he came back, and still Mohbad was there. I think he was arguing with someone, and the friend physically pushed him into the car so that they would leave. And it was the Mohbad that even hit him. He didn't hit Mohbad back, he just pushed Mohbad into the car, and then Mohbad's wife dragged it up and locked the car. That's what happened. Now, and for the wife, the reason why they had an issue that day, it wasn't even a fight, it was an argument, was the fact that he went for a show, and when he went for a show for some days leading to that time, he has been constantly very, very high on drugs all the time. He was always high and, sleeping off, passing out and stuff, which is the reason why for the past week before he died and things like that, he was not driving. His wife didn't want him to drive. In fact, she was the one that was driving him, and they kept having problems. They kept fighting. They were having issues. So what happened was, after the show, her herself, he was too high, I think, and she was trying to control him, and so that they would leave and all that. And then a lot of drama was there, and that caused them to start arguing and fighting and stuff like that. But it wasn't physical. That's for the wife. All right. And then the third fight that he had was with another one of his friends. That friend, the reason he had issues was that Mohbad said he was not feeling fine. He said that his ear was paining him, and then the ear pain was giving him headache. He cannot do anything, he cannot sleep. That's why he continued taking drugs. He kept taking diazepam, a lot of it, the pill, and smoking and all that. And he said the reason why he kept doing that a lot within that 1 week was because he was in serious pain with his ear, and now it added into malaria, and he cannot feel his hands or something like that. So the friends now said, okay, they will take him to the hospital, and he said no, he's not going to go to the hospital. You understand? That's what he said. So they ended up having an argument and a serious fight. And the wife was there, and they were trying to get him to go to the hospital, and he said he will not go. He's going to be treated at home. Then they brought that woman whose shop was close to his house.
Oh, so the fight was actually because they wanted Mohbad to get treatment. So guys, when I heard all of this, that was when I knew this guy was actually giving me legit information, because when Mohbad first passed on the 12th of September, it was reported he passed due to an ear infection, and this ear pain is coming into play once again in this shocking revelation. And of course, the friend actually did confirm Mohbad's wife was in the car, and they were only trying to push him in the vehicle to take him to a hospital, which Mohbad declined, and that was what caused the arguments that day. So the fight wasn't actually a physical one, but it was Mohbad who actually even went physical when the friend was trying to force him into the car so they could leave that scene and take him to the hospital for treatment. But Mohbad actually declined that and optioned for the nurse who was always treating him close to his house. Here's a video of the friend actually confirming the wife was in the car, and of course Mohbad was high that day. This is what he said.
Body, I don't even fight with Mohbad. Do you even know who Mohbad is to me? Mohbad is my childhood friend. Oremi Timo, my close friend. And you're not saying I kill him. Go Kenny to ban so because that Sunday what really happened, me and Mohbad was on stage together. And Mohbad is fucking high that day. I know because so he sat down in his car after we came down from the stage. So Mohbad was joke CB by. I sat down there and his wife was in our middle. So I don't know anything that happened. He wants to get out from the car. And I was like, don't come down. Oh yeah, wait, let me go and clear the road.
So guys, moving on, I asked him about the autopsy, and I know many of you were actually waiting for this part. What about the autopsy? Because the public are asking, where is the autopsy? So, and we heard that the substance the nurse injected into him might have been the reason why he passed. So I really want to know what actually caused his passing, since the autopsy has been carried out. I don't know if the result is out yet, but the police said it was completed. I really want to know, because they said he was injected with midazolam, and it's a drug that actually makes one unconscious, and I heard he can be unconscious for as long as 2 days, 3 days. I don't know if it's possible. So what if that drug was given so he can pass out, and then they buried him alive?
Yes, look, I understand that people are worried about him and things like that, but from our own aspect, we don't know him personally, we don't know any of them personally. So as far as we're concerned, we only go into facts, right? Good. Listen, Mohbad himself as a person, for the past month before he died, he was having issues every day with everyone. Do you understand? Since he started complaining of the pain, and then he was not sleeping, and he was not eating, and he was just getting high continuously, he was having problems with everyone, shouting at everyone, a lot of things that were happening there, which caused a lot of issues and things. For the past few time before he died, Mali, Sam, Larry were not even around him. It was just him and his people that he was having issue with all of them. Insult, fighting. He had a lot of things, and it was just that period there, as if maybe he knew he was going to die or something, and he was just having problem with everybody.
What actually happened? Why was he having issues with his family members? Why were they on his neck? What were they trying to do that Mohbad wasn't cool with, that made him angry and even having a physical fight with them?
Look, 4 days before he died, he came back home, right? After arguing with his wife while they were driving, She was driving him back home. I think he went out to do something and she didn't want to go. So on their way back home, he stopped by close to where the Malian house is safe. And then that's where he went and he bought some drugs. So when he got those drugs and they go home, he was too high. And then he now passed out. He passed out because of how high he was. So they were even afraid that he had OD'd. They put water on him, he refused to. So in fact, it was this same nurse. She left what she was doing. She went into Mohbad's house. She stayed there, with him until when he was able to wake up again, because they were all scared that something will happen to him. And there's also a video for that. Hi God, I wish I could just send all these videos. You know what? I'll do it. I'll try it for any way. I'll give you. Anyway, the woman was on that stayed there until when he resuscitated and things like that. You see, that whole talk of him being alive and they buried him alive, and well, only God knows that aspect. We cannot talk about it, right? But you're right. Why did they bury him so fast? And why did they have to squeeze him inside that casket? For the autopsy, autopsy is divided into three. We have a physical, we have a chemical, and then we have a further research on it, right? Whereby we see things. Well, when you're talking about the physical aspect of him was that we saw, number one, he had a broken neck, right? That's just because his neck was bent for some days like that, so it dried like that, so he had a broken neck, number one. Number two, he had needle marks on his nyash. He had because they gave him an injection and things like that. Then number four, there was no extra injury on him, only from his ear, you understand. And for the injection that was given to him, so many of these chemicals, they do not last up to 4 days in a person's body. So if yes, there were people who were doing this thing, they wanted to kill him and all that. Of course, after 8 days, those chemicals cannot be seen because they will have left. Because the drug you're talking about leaves the body in 4 days. So we cannot talk about something. If the autopsy was done immediately, then we can talk about that. But we can't. But from the urine sample and the blood sample that we got, the only drugs that we were able to see in his body were diazepam, ketamine, codeine, marijuana, and what's the name of that one? Tetanus, anti-tetanus injection. Those were the only ones I would say. But other drugs could have been in the system but would have left within, because they might not last up to 1 week. They might leave after 4 days.
So the drugs he mentioned that we found in Mohbad's body are actually antidepressants, like the likes of the diazepam and ketamine. They're all antidepressants, and I think Mohbad was taking this because he was actually depressed. And this depression was due to the fact that Mohbad was actually being bullied and harassed constantly. Imagine he was just shooting a music video and all of a sudden Samilari just comes with his boys and drives this fear into Mohbad.
Now, that's the correct question you should be asking. Why did he keep having clashes with his people? Because even his dad had to go to his house and even prayed for him, where he even dashed that 500,000 some days before he died. He dashed a lot of people money within that last 1 week. He made a transfer of 500,000 to like 5 people. He dashed someone 2 million. He gave his brother some money. He sent one. He was just dashing people some money. All in all, almost 10 million naira. Just dash. You understand? But I don't believe they buried him alive, because from what we can see, his neck was bent after death, not before. Now, yes, he could have died of a reaction to the injection that was given to him, it's possible. But then we couldn't find it inside the kidney because it had left the system.
So this is the man confirming that even if Mohbad was injected with some anesthetics to make him unconscious, that chemical or drug would have left the body in 4 days. I know Mohbad was already buried for more than 4 days, so that drug would have left his system, making it totally undetectable. So maybe if Mohbad's dad had taken him to a mortuary, then the answer to what they injected him with would have probably be found. When I even searched Google on these anesthetics, I heard they last just 24 hours in the body. And for the other drugs that we found in his body, those ones last longer than those anesthetics. And you can see on the screen where they say the psychoactive component of marijuana is detectable for up to 90 days in hair, anywhere between 1 day to a month or longer in urine, depending on how often the individual uses it up. It can last up to 24 hours in saliva and up to 12 hours in blood. And I also feel like the coffin, the casket that was used wasn't the right size. So I feel they had to forcefully put him inside there. And in the process, it might have broken his neck. That's what I'm observing in this whole thing. So I want to know, was it the ear infection, the drugs, And I know you said after 4 days the chemicals would have left his body, so it's hard to ascertain that, but still shed more light. But why would they be selling drugs so close to the Malian's house?
Already, we had already investigated now. We even know the dealer that he bought it from. You understand? So that one is there, but it was in Mali. Mali was not even in Nigeria. You understand? Good. Now, the ear infection you're talking about, right? He has an ear infection which causes a lot of pain. Now, we have two ways of thinking. You can say, okay, look, treatment to that ear infection, right? It was the reaction to treatment of that ear infection that started this. Is all right. You can also say maybe the drugs that he took was tainted. It's possible. You understand? But the issue here is this. When you see the system, he had not slept for some days. Like for some days, he had not slept. And then he was constantly just high, one after the other, one after the other, and stuff. So it's quite a complicated issue. People are just beginning so basic. It's not that simple. To get to the root and the truth of this matter, I will tell you this. Only a few people can actually say they know what is happening. The ones that were around him of time of death. So now the question to ask is this: what was time of death? Exact time of death. Then you start from there. That's how we do the investigation, right? But who was around Mohbad? His wife. His wife was around him. His friend was around him. And one other person that we are yet to even locate. We don't know where he is. But we don't know where he is. That's the truth, So they're the only ones that were there. And they're the ones that tried to get him to the hospital. And then what happened. When they got to the hospital, after they checked him, the hospital themselves refused to take him because he was already gone. He was dead. Not that he had passed out for some days. No, he was gone.
You can see the wife said the mobile childhood friend, had a beef with him, and truly they fought. But she didn't really shed light into that. You see, Mohbad, like the guy triggered Mohbad to punch him. So she doesn't trust anyone at this point. Why was she trying to act all innocent about the whole situation when she was actually even present there, and she knew the reason why they had the altercation? Why did she tell the public about that side of the story of what really happened, on why Mohbad was actually fighting with his friend? This is why people are pointing fingers at his wife. She's not speaking the truth, because she said they fought truly. The guy had one beef with him. I heard it's not natural. I'm not in a good state of mind. I don't know what his friend had in mind that night. I don't trust anyone at this point. And his wife knew he was not in his right state of mind, and she was trying to get him home that night during his after his last performance at Ikorodu. And they wanted to take him to the hospital due to the ear pain you also spoke of, which was the ear infection that was reported that caused his death. So if she knew all of this, why would she say she doesn't know the intention the friend must have had that night? Why not specify? And concerning the video where Mohbad was declared dead, I really want to understand what role the wife played in that video, because I heard she was also in the vehicle. Mohbad's elder brother, younger brother, and his friend, the boy with the dread, was also in the vehicle where they declared him dead. And some persons were saying, oh, Mohbad moved his neck in that video, meaning that he might have still been alive when he was in that car while they rushed him. And they said they kind of used their hand to suppress his neck or body and ended the video immediately Mohbad showed sign of life. And the wife was said to be in that same vehicle as well. So are you guys working towards that area? Because the boys actually turned themselves in for interrogation statements and all of that. It's very fishy because she's acting like she didn't know what happened when in fact she was there at the center of it. And she also made it seem like she wasn't even in the car where they rushed Mohbad and was saying that, oh, Mohbad is dead. She never acted. She just came online on social media to drop several tributes already for your husband who had barely died within 20. So he said they saw the movement of Mohbad's neck in that video, but they attributed it to gallop, and they said Mohbad's wife might just be scared. That was why she didn't initially want to speak up. What can you say led to the ear pain and him passing out and all of that. I really want to understand, and I still want to find out if those things were the root cause of the death. So I really want to know how you guys are going to tie all these points together, because as it is now, it's being tagged mainly on drug according to the autopsy you guys carried out. So I actually want to know if those harassment and assault contributed to the boy being depressed to the point where he was probably moved to take those substances to ease himself of the pain. Could be a way of escaping that reality of him being haunted by these people.
We can't say for sure. That's the truth. Only God knows how he got ear infection. Maybe he was scratching his ear with something. I don't even know. Whether na charm then do for a ear infection, only God, that one we cannot say about it now. We don't know, right? Okay. And now, Sam Larry and the bullying, that's a totally different case on its own. Do you understand? Which is going to be dealt with? It's totally different. This is another case, down is another case. But because of how bad the bullying was, that's why Nigerians are putting all this together. You understand? Only God knows whether it is the infection, whether it is charm, whether it is the drugs. Only God knows. You understand? Because the whole saga is just disgusting.
So you see where this is going, right? So Sam Larry, from your talk, assaulted Mohbad, eventually led to the ear pain. I don't know if that might be side effect of him taking excessive dosage of those things. So let's get the point here.
You are right. We personally believe that bullying took away that boy's rest of mind. It made him scared of everything, scared of everybody, and he was behaving as if every single person wants to do something to him. So he was not at ease. He was scared of everyone, even his shadow. You understand? So they put so much pressure on him, mentally, and that, I think, affected him so much, a lot, and reduced his quality of life. Do you understand? So yes, you can say that indirectly might have caused that, but you cannot tag it physically. You understand? But yes, we personally believe that they tormented this guy. They actually tormented him, you understand, and broke his spirit. So yes, you will tie that, but it's a different issue, and that will be dealt with too.
A lot of persons are still not believing that it happened because of an ear infection, because Mohbad was fine and all of that until the point where he was injected. So I think what he was injected now, like you said, the chemicals would have worn off from his body. And he died on the 12th of September, which was Tuesday, and the show at Ikorodu was on Sunday. So Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday morning, if I'm not mistaken, Mohbad was still alive. So was it the treatment that was ongoing within the hours of Sunday to Tuesday where he was finally declared dead? So I really want to know what was going on within that time frame. After the nurse injected him, what happened? What were they doing with his body before they brought him to the hospital? Because according to the hospital, he had there were signs of rigor mortis, and rigor mortis is the stiffening of the body after 2 hours of death. So where were they with Mohbad before they brought him to the hospital? Because he was already stiffening already as at the time when they brought him to the hospital.
Yeah, but you can't say he was fine before the injection, because ear infection is not something that someone can see. You understand? Only God knows. You can have ear infection, I will not know. That's just how it is. You understand? Until when someone starts getting into pain and then he starts to tell you, but you can never know. But yes, they should answer for that, because they harassed him and they tormented him. You can't call this homicide, but you can call it manslaughter. But that is only if you are able to now tag the pressure they put on him, the torment, the harassment, to him starting to take something that then caused infection, which then caused the treatment of the infection to be a killer. You see, so that's even a difficult thing to prove in itself.
So why wait for his body to even get to the point of being stiffened before you carry him to the hospital for proper diagnosis? This is what I really want to understand. Aside the nurse giving him injection, was it at the moment where the nurse gave him this injection that he passed away, or he passed away after like some hours after he was given the medication, the injection? So because we can actually say that injection led to his death if he passed after the nurse had injected him.
Now, that is the question that must be answered. We don't want to hear anything. The autopsy and the physical stuff, you understand, science is going to tell us. But the personal stuff, we can't know. That is the right question. Personally, what we believe is this. If there is going to be rigor mortis, that means that that individual must have died for some time before going to the hospital. So now that's what we want to know. When was the exact time of death? Is it that when he died they did not know, they did not notice it when it was late, and did they bury him in a rush because they knew that they allowed his body to stay for some time before they took him there and they don't want issues to come up with them? Or what is it? That's what we must know now.
So I knew many of you are going to be like, there was a guy that was an eyewitness at the hospital that saw Mohbad. So I actually asked him, what about that guy that saw Mohbad at the hospital? This was what the insider had to say.
Look, that guy that said that he saw Mohbad, and we know him, we found him. The one that said that he saw Mohbad, you understand, he did not see Mohbad. We saw the picture that he's saying that he took it was just someone, so it's maybe he thought that was Mohbad or no, we don't know, but we saw the picture. So either he himself is delusional, but truly yes, someone collapsed in the hospital that day, but maybe he just mixed it up. But that was in Mohbad. Secondly, the nurse, after treating him, injecting him, she left them. He was there for some time, you understand. She left, she had even gone home. We have evidence for all that one. She injected him the night before, not the same day, you understand. So now the wife has started giving statement, right? And as it's going, we will do it. And for all the evidences, I assure you, all the statements, all the videos, all the recordings, whatever it is, I'll try my best to get them out and give it to you anonymously. Don't worry, you'll see it.
Okay, I actually forgot to ask a question, very vital question. It slipped my mind. I don't know if you see this tomorrow when I'm working on a video. So why did Sam Larry start bullying and attacking Mohbad after Mohbad left Malian's music last year?
If you're talking about the harassment aspect of it, Sam Larry did not start harassing Mohbad after he left Malian. Sam Larry started harassing Mohbad even before he left Malian. You have to understand the aspect, right? Don't forget that Mohbad actually left Malian after some incidents had happened already. And let's not forget about his mental health, as I said to you as well. You understand? Sam Larry, I told you, he is nothing but all these thugs that will be that stay around musicians and they bring their boys and pretend to be like they're the ones that are securing these people, and then they extort money from that and stuff. That's what he does. He has been collecting money from Mohbad. We have evidences many times. Look, it is simply a case of someone thinking that he can bully someone else because he has the strength to do it. Some human beings are like that. Mohbad is a street boy. He's a street boy. Do you understand? He's weak. Forget the fact that he's a celebrity. He's weak. Who does he have to fight for him? Will Sam Larry go and do that to somebody else that has maybe a father or mother that will stand for him, publicly and fight or something like that? He came from poverty. And he's from the street. That's why other street people like Sam Larry feel that they can keep extorting him. It's extortion. It's not about any living Malian. Sam Larry extorts artists. It's his business. He was extorting Mohbad. He was also using that as well to make money from Mali. He's an extortionist. Mohbad stopped paying that extortion. See it like this. There is a small boy, a person that came out of poverty called Mohbad, that went into music from the streets. While he was there, he had people that watched his back for him. People like Sam Larry that used to protect him, and he used to hang around them even before he became anything. You understand? Then God lifted that boy and now he became a Malian. He entered Malian, he blew, he got money. And he continued that relationship that he had with Sam Larry. Now, during that aspect of it, a lot of things have happened, which I'm not going to start explaining one by one because I've already told you yesterday. that caused to the point that he had to leave the Malians, right? Now, he left the Malians. There is no evidence that Naira Marley did anything to him. The only evidence that we even have is Naira Marley even helping him. Do you understand? So that's why I'm not talking. Now, Sam Larry, on the other hand, we have videos he's threatening Mohbad. We have videos of him and Mohbad even fighting. Now, Sam Larry is a person that extorts, and he feels that he is owed. That is where the problem even started, where he was feeling that he was owed something by Mohbad. That's the truth. You understand? And you know, it kept going up to the point of all this. He has fought with Mohbad. He has insulted Mohbad. Mohbad has insulted him. Mohbad has fought him. It's not just a one-way thing. Even Mohbad himself went and beat up Sam Larry's boy. Do you understand? Like, this is them. This is what they do. This is your typical story of a person that is outgrowing where he was born, that wants to go to the step up to the next level of life, and the other level that he was in before does not want to allow him to grow completely without any entanglements. That's where Mohbad is. Yes, he might have been doing drugs, but he was at the point that he wanted to step up to the next level of his life. Do you understand? And then now, demons will not want him to grow. I want us to understand the basics, right? Before we even start talking about facts of life and whatnot, I just want us to understand the bottom line there. This is a person that wanted to step up to the next level of life. That's it. And some people that were with him also feel that he owes them something first. So it's quite messy. This is what normally happens when people want to outgrow where they are. Haters. That's the truth.
Okay, so according to what he's saying, it was Sam Larry that wasn't cool with Mohbad leaving the Malian street life and the extortion and all of that. It's not like Naira actually sent Sam Larry. Sam Larry was just doing his own thing because he didn't want Mohbad to leave the lifestyle. Lastly, the phone. There was a second phone Mohbad was asking his wife for. He was demanding for the second phone, and the wife refused to give him that phone. It was during an argument they had in the last phone conversation. I don't know when that was recorded, but the wife and Mohbad were having a heated argument on the phone, and Mohbad was flaring up due to the wife keeping that second phone away from Mohbad. So I don't know if you guys found that phone to see if there's anything there that also helped the case.
The second phone that you're talking about is a phone he used. After he finished using it, when he bought a new phone, he gave his wife that phone for her to use. In the heat of an argument, he said she should give him back his phone. You understand? And then she said no, she won't give him because her stuff are now inside the phone. Because it's now her phone. So let's not carry trivial things and put it here. That's my main issue here. You understand? Now, for Naira Marley did not send Sam Larry. But what I will say is this: Naira Marley is a coward, that he could not stand up for his artist, for allowing his artist to just go. He doesn't care what happens between Sam Larry and his artist or what. No, he should have come in and stepped in. Maybe today, Mohbad will have still been alive. So that is my own grievance with Naira Marley. That I don't care attitude. That lifestyle. That's the truth.
So guys, I think I now understand why Mohbad didn't want to go to the hospital after hearing all this. The Lagos State Police Command spokesman Benjamin Hundeyin said that the Nigerian music industry promotes this drug abuse. He made it known at the 2023 Press Week Lecture Symposium organized by the Nigerian Union of Journalists. He said the music industry is not helping us in any way. They glamorize drugs. Not all that glitter is good. He said while urging the elderly Nigerians to join in the fight against drug abuse. He alleged that a lot of superstars are involved in drug abuse. According to him, when musicians have health challenges, they most times do not want to go to the hospital. They rather invite a nurse to treat them at home because they are using this drug. He said these artists going to the hospital will expose that, and they don't want people to know. So this was what the Lagos State Police Command SP talked about. Was he indirectly telling us about Mohbad's case? So guys, that was all the information I could gather from the insider, and these are actually the people working on the Mohbad case, like the investigation, the autopsy and all of that. These are the people in charge and they are handling the case. So he just wanted his identity to be anonymous. That's why I used the term insider. So far he revealed that there are video evidence of all these things he has talked about, that he will try his possible best to get them to me. If I'm able to get those videos from the insider, I'll also share it with you guys. So make sure you stay tuned to the channel, because I have a whole lot more coming for you guys. And as for the DNA and the autopsy, even though I've already told you guys what is all about, it will still be released officially today. So hopefully if they post it, I'll also give you an update on that to make sure it tallies with the information I got.